got a book haul! Woohoo! I haven't done one of these in a little while. And I'm not sure if this is all the books or if some of these are repeats from previous hauls, but they are what they are. It's what you're going to get to see today. I have a copy of James Herriot's Every Living Thing. This is like, I want to say book 5 or 6 of the All Creatures Great and Small series. It's about a vet in rural England. Yeah, in Yorkshire, England, and the people he deals with and the animals and things he comes across. This one I may have hauled before. Terry Pratchett, Guards. I bought it because it was part of the Tower Teams challenge on Goodreads. I didn't get to it. I marked the tabs where we were supposed to stop to answer questions, and I just didn't get it done. I did read Mort, and I read, what was the other one we were supposed to read? Mort and Equal Rights. Out of the 3 that were like book of the month kind of deals. And they were good. I enjoyed Terry Pratchett quite a bit. I've kind of jumped around in the Discworld stuff. And this is one of the Discworld books. It's like 4th or 5th. I don't know, somewhere like that. I read all 5 of the Tiffany Aching ones. And Equal Rights and Mort. So I read quite a few during the thing. This one is called Recipes for Love and Murder, a Tana Maria mystery. This is a mystery set in South Africa by an author who lives in South Africa. Maria is like the recipe columnist for a newspaper, and the head office or whatever decides they want to get rid of that and have an advice column. So what she did was combine the recipes into the advice column. So that's pretty cool. It was a pretty decent story. I enjoyed it, and there was a lot of stuff going on, and it was in an interesting setting to me because I don't get a hold of a whole lot of stuff that's set in South Africa, so that was pretty neat. This one is called The Go-Between, a novel of the Kennedy years, and that's about all I know about it. Girl I work with started reading it, and it wasn't for her. She couldn't get into it. I said, well, maybe I'll try reading it at some point. She goes, here, take my copy. I don't want it anymore, so I inherited her book. Let's see here. A faded newspaperman downs a double maker's mark and contemplates life as a ham and egger, a hat. Then one day he finds the scoop of a lifetime in a Chicago basement. Diaries belonging to the infamous Judith Campbell Exner. Right, that Judy, the game girl who waltzed into the midst of America's most powerful politicians, entertainers, and criminals as they conspired to rule America. When Frank Sinatra flew Judy to Hawaii for a weekend of partying, she could hardly have imagined where it would all lead her. Straight to the White House in the waiting arms of Jack Kennedy. And then came the day when JFK and his brother Bobby asked her to carry a black bag to Chicago, where she was to hand it off to the boss of bosses, Sam Giancana. As our narrator pieces the notebooks into a coherent story, he finds mob connections, rigged primaries, assassination plots, and trysts, and begins to see beyond the tabloid fare to a real woman adrift and defenseless in a dangerous world where the fates of nations are at stake. As one by one the men Judy loved betrayed her and disappeared, and as the FBI pursued her into a living hell, her diary entries disintegrate along with the beautiful, tough, sweet woman the narrator has come to know. Who was Exner after all? Just a gangster's moll? Or a big-hearted woman who believed the sky-high promises of the new frontier and paid the price? The Go-Between brings to life one of American history's most enigmatic figures, revealing the inner world behind Judith Campbell Exner's public front as only a novel can. So it's a work of fiction. about a real woman, apparently. So there's that. Now you know about as much as I do. Let's see what else we got. Oh yes, this one. The House in the Cerulean Sea. Another one I picked up because of the Tower Teams Challenge. Fantastic book. Absolutely loved it. I guess I could tell you a little bit about it here. Linus Baker is a caseworker for the department in charge of magical youth. And basically, he lives alone. His whole life is his job. And he has sent, or he's summoned by extremely upper management and given a special assignment where he goes to an orphanage, which basically is sitting out on a cliff over the Cerulean Sea, and he meets Arthur, who is the master of the orphanage, and is it 6 kids? Yeah, 6 dangerous magical children. Um, as far as the kids are concerned, if you're familiar with Miss Peregrine, there's a lot of similarities there. They have very special abilities, such as Lucy, who is the son of Satan. Um, and what are all their names? I can't think offhand. I ended up buying my own copy because the library copy was going to take too long for me to get a hold of it. Lucy is the son of Satan, or the Antichrist, but we don't say that. There's Sal, who could turn into a Pomeranian. There's Chauncey. They're not real sure what Chauncey is, but he wants to be a bellhop when he grows up. And then you have Fee and Talia. One is a gnome, and the other is like a sprite that deals with plants. And Theodore. Theodore is a dragon. And he's a little awkward as far as like walking around and things, but he's trying. So they're all magical creatures. We find out more about Arthur and what he is. The lady who basically is the keeper of the island is also a sprite. Just very eclectic set of characters. There is an LGBT love story woven in there, but it's very minor. It's in the background, more or less, until the end. So it's not like the major plot. I kept hearing about how this was this great LGBT book, and I'm like, really? I didn't get that. Yeah, it's there, but it's not, that big a deal. I also read somewhere that if you think of it as a mix of Miss Peregrine in 1984, yeah, that's pretty close. Um, the or the department in charge of magical youth would be your big brother, basically. And then the kids would be your Miss Peregrine reference. Absolutely worth the read. I loved it. I wasn't sure. I wasn't even planning to read it. And then it was, one of the book of the month, so we could get extra points. So I was like, yeah, okay. And ended up loving it. This one is called Christmas Stocking, Inspiration for the Festive Season. Got some really cute polar bears there on the front. And it's just one of those little gift books, so you got like a picture and a saying. This one says, when it comes to giving, some people stop at nothing. And it's got like a mama bear and her 2 cubs. So it's that kind of book. I thought I would put it away with my Christmas books, and then It'll be something I can do in December. I found Stories of King Arthur and His Knights. This was in the blessing box, actually. I was dropping some stuff off and saw this in there, and I thought, yeah, I'll pick that up. Um, Nothing wrong with a little bit of King Arthur here and there. Maybe my niece will enjoy it. I don't know. Got the Sword and the Stone, How Arthur Gained Excalibur, The Marriage of Arthur, The Treachery of Morgan Le Fay. So a lot of things that are pretty well known. Gawain and the Green Knight, um, Tristram and Isolde. So yeah, some good stuff in there. A couple others that I picked up out of the Little Free Library. This one's called The Blue Corn Murders, a Eugenia Potter mystery. I don't know anything about it. I'm going to guess it has something to do with corn and probably this big old knife on the cover. Um, let's see here. Miss Potter visits the Medicine Wheel Archaeological Camp near Cortez, Colorado, where she hopes to glean the wisdom of the ancients and see some exciting ruins to boot. There's lots to see at the camp and treats galore from Bingo the cook, like green cheese, cornbread, and Uncle Dick's chicken. There's lots to see at the camp and treats galore from Bingo the cook, like green cheese, cornbread, and Uncle Dick's chicken. There, if I read it properly, it makes more sense. Um, The trouble looms when a busload of youngsters disappears without a trace, drawing an eerie connection with the lost Anasazi tribe of so many years before. Then two women at Medicine Wheel end up dead. Are their deaths connected in some way? Who would want to harm them and why? Mrs. Potter must take matters into her own hands as she investigates, hoping to avert another murder before it's too late. Okay, sounds like it might be pretty good. I picked it up because it's a mystery. Um, this one is called Candle Moth. It's another one I picked up out of the Little Free Library. And I don't know anything about it either. Um, Daniel Ford and Nathan Burney first met when they were 6 years old on the edge of Lake Marion, South Carolina. And though the civil rights movement was a decade away, the two boys, one white, one black, quickly became best friends. 30 years later, Daniel is convicted of Nathan's murder, and having exhausted all appeals, he now faces the long, lonely walk to the electric chair. Father John Rousseau is the man to whom the last month of Daniel's life has been entrusted. Together, they rake over the ashes of Daniel's past, trying to understand how life could have come to such a tragic and unnecessary end. With time running out, Ford tells Rousseau his story, beginning with the first time he met Nathan and on through first loves, Vietnam, and finally their flight from the draft, which ended in Nathan's brutal murder. Interesting. I don't. I don't know. uh, this is called Life Support by Tess Gerritsen. She's the one that writes Resilient Isles, I believe. This does not appear to be a Resilient Isles book. This is more of a medical thriller. The overnight ER rotation at Springer Hospital is a calm one which suits Dr. Toby Harper just fine. While Toby is fiercely proud of the stripes she earned as a resident in the big city ER, she's come to appreciate the pace at Springer. But no hospital could have been prepared for the man Toby admits one quiet night. Delirious and in critical condition from a possible viral infection of the brain, he barely responds to treatment, and then he disappears without a trace. Apparently, she had a book called Harvest as well, and Michael Palmer, who wrote medical thrillers, unfortunately, he has passed. he was a really nice man. I met him and worked with him at when I worked at a bookstore called Media Play, or in the book department of Media Play. And we had a book signing, and I was the person assigned to take care of him and whatever he needed. And he was really nice. We sat and talked for quite a while. He says that Harvest is a non-stop, terrifying read. Only a riveting storyteller who was also a physician could have written this book. So now, she's got this one. Am I thinking of the wrong person? I thought she did the Rizzoli and Isles books, but that's not even mentioned here. Maybe I have the wrong author. I know I have some of her books somewhere up on my shelf. Not at all what I pictured her as looking like either. Okay, anyway, I do know she writes some pretty good thrillers, so I'm looking forward to that. And my last book in this pile, anyway, I think there's a couple more floating around here. I think there's a couple more cookbooks. I have the Wheel of Fortune collectible cookbook from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. And it's got a lot of backstage, behind-the-scenes stuff from Wheel of Fortune. It has... I think it's cute how they use the puzzle board for the names of the recipes. It does have some that are from like staff members and things involved with Wheel of Fortune. Of course, now that I've said that, I'm not finding them. But some of these look pretty good. I know when I looked through here before, I found some that were like people involved. Here's a Michelle's Memory Making Chicken. I'm guessing she's part of the staff. Tell who she is. Michelle Lowenstein, the first Wheel of Fortune $1 million winner, says the one dish her family likes the most is her roasted chicken. So, you know, we've got from contestants. But some of these sound really good. Ooh, that looks good. Grandma Rose's stuffed cabbage. That looks fantastic. Although I will say that it's a pain in the butt doing cabbage rolls. Jim's West Virginia hot dog sauce. Jim Thornton is the announcer, and apparently he's from West Virginia and likes hot dog sauce. It shows a slaw dog, yes. It's something I never heard of until I moved down here to Southern Ohio. Because I was originally from the Dayton area, which is like west central. Now I'm southeast, just across the river from West Virginia. We were in West Virginia to buy groceries today because, you know, that's where the closest place is. And as soon as I moved down here, a Coney dog isn't a Coney dog anymore. You get a slaw dog, which has the chili sauce, or the hot dog sauce as they call it, and then slaw on top. Ew, gross, who's going to eat that? It's fantastic! I'm the one who's going to eat that! So, you know, it goes to show you that sometimes things seem weird, but if you give it a taste, it might be something you really like. Anyway, that's my little haul. Unless I can see. I don't remember if I hauled this one before or not. The Diabetic Sweet Tooth Cookbook. Did I haul this one before? I don't remember. So another little cookbook. No pictures. I like pictures in my cookbooks. Because it makes you want to eat the thing, right? Anyway, I guess that'll be it for now. I guess I'll do my little spiel and then let you go. This is my third video today. I'm kind of loopy and it's almost 1 a.m. Yay. Remember to comment, like, share, subscribe. Have you read any of these books? Do you know anything more about them other than what I've said? Do you have any recommendations that are similar? I'm always looking for something interesting to read. I like Terry Pratchett, so is there a specific Discworld book that you like that you think I should read? Maybe I've already read it. I don't know. I have, like I said, I've jumped around in the series, so I don't know. I guess that's everything. Comment, like, share, subscribe. Yeah, that's it. That's everything. So I guess you can see me in the next video, whenever that may be. Bye bye.